Byron, I want to have that conversation with you about Lamar and also with you, Jay Stu. Like, that's a real deal, like exercising some demons. Now, it'll be different against Kansas City. It's a better defense, a better team. Granted, D'Amico's done an outstanding job with Houston. First thing is, okay, let's do this like Dearly Departed, right? I think Tampa has their quarterback. Okay. I actually think, who's the other team? I think all four of the teams that lost have their quarterback for the near and some long term. I wouldn't bring back Baker at like $40 million, but again, I'm waiting for a team to be smart and be like, look, Baker, you need a prove it year. This is a prove it year. Like, if you can go out and get 35 somewhere else, fine. We'll offer you 20. 20 for 2 or 20 for 3. We're going to be smart. We're going to put good players around you. And if he's willing to walk, you can find another Baker out there. I like Baker a lot, but I just don't like him at $40 or $50 million. Okay? I'd say, honestly, like right now, Green Bay, it looks like they have a great investment for next year, and then they'll have to make that decision sometime at the end of next year. At quarterback, Green Bay is going to have a ton of money to spend and draft picks, and they're going to have to try and fix their defense, right? Defense, some offensive line. It looks like the rest of the stuff is going to work. Buffalo, everybody's going to talk about what to fix with them. And then who else lost? Oh, Houston. And I think Houston, if you're not impressed by D'Amico Ryans now, I don't know. I can't help you, right? Immediately change that place, the culture. They look good. And C.J. Stroud looks like the real deal at quarterback. Like, that's a team that in the NFC South, we thought Trevor Lawrence would be the answer to who's going to dominate this league, this division. He wasn't able to be consistent enough. Maybe C.J. Stroud becomes the guy. Okay, we don't know Indy Anthony Richardson, like, he's barely healthy, can't really throw, freak athlete. I think eventually maybe he gets there, but you're still like at least a year away from feeling like you know what you got. Then who's the other team in that division?
I saw one note real quick on C.J. Stroud. I can't break this puzzle, so maybe you guys could help me out. It said C.J. Stroud can never beat Harbaugh's.
Oh boy! Jeez.
What could that possibly mean? Like,
this dumb stats.
He's just picking on you because you're an Ohio
I know.
fan.
I know he is.
Who am I forgetting? Jacksonville, Indy, Houston. Who's
Tennessee.
the other team? Oh, Tennessee. Yeah. I mean, Houston's in good shape, right? Like, if I'm going to bet on somebody, I'm like, they got those Deshaun Watson picks still coming, I think. And
yeah, they did trade one to Arizona to get Will Anderson in the draft last year. So this year,
I like Houston for the future a lot. Like, that feels like a solid, stable franchise. Don't know if they're able to climb up into that championship caliber, but solid and stable. All right. Anyway, then you got the ones that won. Okay, and I guess that there's two quarterbacks you're like, do you believe now? Maybe even three would be Goff. Goff is the same guy he's always been, right? He's precise. He loves the check down. He doesn't take chances negatively, sometimes not positively. He's Matt Ryan. He's a good player. I don't think he's a great player. I think he's a good player. Then you got Brock Purdy and Lamar. So did Brock not play well, or is Brock just not that good? That's the question. Dan Byer, what do you think?
I think he didn't play well.
Okay. Do you think he has... I guess my question is this.
I didn't know if you were going to go to Jason or not.
No, because Jay will go like, I don't really get into the football stuff. Right, Jay?
No. I'll let people know football better than me. But I'll tell you what the eye test told me is that he lost Debo early.
Yep.
And the defense did a real good job against him. And then he made the plays late, right?
Yeah, I would just say, again, to me, it's the same story that I believe I've been telling you, is that, look, he does a great job of getting it to his guys, and he is really accurate. Right? But there's something missing there, and the second they have any one of those stars go down, it's like, oh, boy.
Yeah.
Because he had, even that last drive, and look, it was I don't believe there was an audible at the line of scrimmage. And it's not an intelligence thing. He just doesn't appear to be capable of what Mahomes is, what Josh Allen is and what the Big Ten would just go and making a play. Now, can he make the plays as they're called? Can he make the right reads? Like, yeah, the 2 checkdowns were right. The throw to Ayuk was pinpoint accurate, and Ayuk made a great catch. He layered one throw. I think that was to Kittle. Right? He layered.
There was one to Jennings that was, really good.
Yeah, I'm talking about that last drive. I was only.
Yeah, I thought that was the one. Maybe it
was Jennings, and I'm mistaken. So you're probably right. I'm probably wrong. And then he's got Christian McCaffrey, who's great. And I thought I could be wrong. Did Green Bay let Christian McCaffrey score late?
Sure looked like it, didn't it?
Yeah, looked like they let him score late.
With their defense, sometimes you don't know.
It's very true. It's very Green Bay.
But I do think that there is I don't think that they did, because you're up 4 in that situation, so they still have to score a touchdown. So I don't think that they did.
Okay,
that's my guess.
This is where I would be with Brock Purdy. Okay. There are people like me who have said, and now there's more people going like, I can't believe we talked about the MVP, which was my point all along. It wasn't that he sucks.
Yeah.
It's that he's just not Josh Allen. He's just not Lamar. He's just not Mahomes. He's just not. And what those guys have to do, because of how much money Pat Mahomes makes, and because Tyreek Hill, they just don't have guys to throw to, and they still have to win. Whereas he's got way better players to play with and to throw to. He's just not that good, right? He's that guy. So. But again, he's really good at what he does at getting the balls to his playmakers, and they do a good job of scheming it up and him delivering the ball accurately. My point was the MVP discussion I thought was laughable. Now,
which, by the way, was what I talked about yesterday on the show that I do here on Fox Sports Radio with Kerry Rhodes, that is exactly what Saturday ended up unveiling. And to the point of Cam Newton putting Purdy in that game manager thing, the throws that were falling incomplete that should have been picked off, the one from Darnell Savage that was in his hands that should have been, I even asked Kerry, I go, he's just throwing to a spot because he expects someone to be there, right? He said, yeah, isn't that system or game manager sort of stuff? Those throws are. And so when you hear the conversation, it's never always completely one way or completely another, but there were about 3 or 4 throws that should have been in the hands of Green Bay Packer players that did not on Saturday.
Now look, again, Josh Allen's not perfect, and that throw on 2nd down on their last drive, it felt like, and no one asked him the question afterwards. It felt like he didn't think it was going to be open, and then all of a sudden it came open, and his balance was off.
Well, that's because Chris Jones pushed Deion Dawkins into him. Yeah, completely bull rushed him.
Right. There's a slight difference, okay? And I said it and you guys know me, like Mason Rudolph's a friend of mine. Like he literally called into the show Friday, like we're good friends. I love him. But the difference when you watch that game was a lot like when you watch Brock Purdy or when you watch Tua, right? Where Josh just has there was wind last night, and both those guys weren't really affected by the wind, right? They just have cannons, and they're accurate, and they're mobile. And they're bigger, just like all of these things. I didn't say it's fair that Josh Allen's 6'4" with a bigger arm, and he's accurate, and he's mobile, but it's just the reality to it. And he has to guess. He has to read and guess and know where everybody's supposed to be, and they have to be precise with their route running to run to a certain spot. And he'll put the ball exactly where it's supposed to be, but you better damn well be there. He can't wait and see something and throw you open. That's just not him. So I thought that was exposed. Now for Lamar, it was a big step. And they're still going to be at home, and I think the challenge will be greater now against Kansas City. But I'm kind of with you, Dan, where it didn't feel like Houston had opportunities in the first half to make Baltimore play catch up, and Houston wasn't good enough. Like Houston's not really good enough yet to beat you. Like I've said this before. This happened. This is a real thing. Houston probably shouldn't have been in the playoffs, right? In terms of their growth phase, or shouldn't have been in that round of the playoffs. Then to make the playoffs, yeah, but look in the AFC, like the Bengals should have been in the playoffs. The Chargers should have been in the playoffs in terms of the talent of the overall roster, right? Cincinnati, it was injuries that befell them. For the Chargers, they were just injuries and terribly coached. and really hard schedule and a little bit of luck, but terribly coached. And then I would say, and honestly, the Jets should have been in the playoffs, right? The Jets have Aaron Rodgers. They're in the playoffs. And Houston is at a level above their competency. It's like you guys know what the Peter Principle is? Peter Principle is a business term. It's when you're promoted beyond the level of your competency. Right? Everybody has a boss, and you're like, how'd the guy get this job? Well, he was really good at a different job as a salesman, so they made him a sales manager. He's a bad sales manager. That's what happened with Houston. Again, I'm not crapping on Houston, but rookie quarterback, rookie coach, new made team, like, it was cool. They should not be in the semifinals of the conference.
Yeah. Winning the division, obviously, that gives them the path there, but as a whole, as we looked at the AFC, were they a top 7 team that we thought? Probably not.
Baltimore plays them 10 times. They beat them 9. They're just better. Plus, they're at home. Plus, they had the week off. Now it gets real.